go to this video because this is I've been catching. I'm still doing research on the Nolan Wells case. I do want to touch on Lorenzo Salgado Rojo case, but you got so much topics to talk about. Then all of a sudden, all this drama come in. So I've been following both these two content creators who are Latino, they're Mexican descent. Um, MiniPapiX and Fofo Vato. Fofo Vato, I remember seeing him on TikTok, and I never thought I'd be seeing this version. Ever since the Ashley Gonzalez case, and yes, I had to bash some racist Latinos on his platform. Let them know that I'm also Hispanic too, Spanish Creole. I don't play the victim. That's why I don't get along with other African American people because we've been brainwashed to be collective and monolithic. I'm not that with that. You have to have a victim mentality. And since I do have Hispanic roots from Louisiana, and I'm also because we African American people we're not pure African. I'm getting tired of some of our community people. That's why I believe I disconnect with some people. Need within. You're trying to reserve truth, tell the truth, and people who believe in a lie try to make the lie look true, and they try to shut you out when you actually tell the truth. So, but we are also indigenous because we're mixed. We don't have full African roots. Um, I don't. I have African roots, but I also have European, French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Scottish, and also mixed with Native American, Choctaw, Cherokee, and other unknown tribes because my great grandfather on my mom's side, and I did not know he passed away back in 2021. He told me back in 2002 that he had his grandmother on his mom's side. That's when we got the black, Spanish, Creole, French, Irish. That's on his dad's side. His family, dad's side of family, but his mom's side of family mixed with Native American and black, and he did not know what tribe his grandmother was. Mind you, he's from the rural part of Texas, and they was not educated. Yeah. So due to lack of education in the area, so I would love to know that side. I mean, I did lie his ancestry. Find out he had a great grandmother was white. You know what I'm saying? Find out that his great grandfather was black, Spanish, Creole. You know what I'm saying? It's weird because he doesn't. I mean, I wasn't raised around him. I was raised on my dad's side of the family, but he didn't be vocal about his heritage. And when I go look it up, like I was telling my grandma on my mom's side back in 2018, not the one that gave me hell. Remember, that's the one on my dad's side. My dad's mom, my mom's mother. She said when I told her we were Hispanic, I said we're not Mexican, but we had Spanish roots back in 2018 when I was living in CUNY Halls. And she said, "Oh, I should be telling you this." He said, "How do you know?" I said, "Yeah, because I've been researching this." I said, "You remember Grandma Anna?" That's my third grandma who born in Grandma Anna, my black Spanish Creole. Third grandma who died 74. 1974. She was 90 years, turning 90 years old. Yeah, she was. There was her birth month. She passed away back in February 74. She was born in 84, 1884. That's when who was 13, marrying a 21-year-old man, my white passing third grandfather. Anyway, I said her dad was a Real, not Ross. You know what I'm saying? So Real is a Spanish last name. So I say it with an accent, so you know what I'm saying. So and I'm not ashamed of that. So since I've knowledge for 10 years that I'm Hispanic, been checking the box along with black and white and native or American anyway, how they want to say it on paper. It is an experience because I've been speaking Spanish when I was in high school. My Spanish is not always perfect. It's my second language, but I did not know I was Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Did I know it felt like this the Mexican sister on Black and Latin America, Mexican Peru, the Black Girl in the Closet, when she tell Henry Gates Jr., how did you feel he found you was black, Afro Mexican? She said, I felt that I was adopted. It does. When you start doing a rabbit hole on your ancestry, like, whoa, I know I was this, that, And then you look at your family like, did y'all know this? Or did you do, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, y'all should be telling your family, your children, grandchildren, your roots and stop withholding truth. It makes a difference. So, that being said, since I'm part Hispanic, I'm going to talk about this. Let's see. I'm going to talk about this because what's been pissing me off. Hold on. I've been seeing the online war between MiniPapi and I actually like his videos. MiniPapi's videos. He comes with an intelligent, educational way of things, and he's not anti-black. Um, I'm not, the DNA test of race is not real, okay? It's only entertainment value, but he admitted there's African blood in him. You can tell he has curly hair, yeah, you know what I'm saying? His hair is it's not too curly, but it's a little curl to the pattern. He kind of remind me of a young Elder Barge. Y'all know Elder Barge, and you know Elder Barge daddy was white, I understand that. But if you saw Elder Barge from the Barge family, and they wasn't famous, singing real night, you know what I'm saying, you would think that they were Mexican, but their mama was a dark skinned sister, God rest her soul. I think she had Native American in her blood too. And people thought she was Puerto Rican. No, her Mr. Barge married her second husband was Puerto Rican. After she left that white man, that old mean white, worse than Joe Jackson, that dumb bastard. Okay, Robert DeBarge Senior, which is he ain't at the Bobby DeBarge name after yeah. So she married to a Rodriguez. That's why when she died, her last name was Rodriguez. And everybody thought that the DeBarge was Puerto Rican Hispanic. No, their dad was white French from Illinois. Was it from Springfield? I think. Or not Chicago. Well, I know Illinois City. Excuse me. But that pedophile, nasty bastard. Don't get me started with him. No offense to divorce right now, I forgave your daddy, but just like I trashed Joe Jackson and I had to defend the haters that went against Abraham that died last year. Then I understand AB love his daddy, but we see bad images of parents. Same thing with the Clark sisters. They banned me. Okay, I was homeless and I saw bits and pieces of that Lifetime movie. And Mama Clark, whatever her damn name is, oh Lord. She was an evil mama. Lord have mercy. Okay. When I see bad parents, I came from two bad parents. That's why I react that way. Okay. Y'all know it's why I have PTSD and bipolar. Okay. You don't want your children to have a mental illness. Okay. And that's right. So I suggest don't abuse your kids. So let's get to the subject. And I haven't seen Joe Jackson the new movie, and I know Domingo Colin Domingo here. He's part Hispanic too. I thought he's just only Afro Latino. No, he's African American. Belizean. So he's Central American. He played a role. I mean, I was like, hi, and I'm not trying to be colors, but how the world he gonna play Joe Jackson? Joe Jackson light skin. They light his skin up, put their makeup, put them green color. And I saw on YouTube, baby, he played Joe Jackson to a T. He played, and he looked crazy like a Nina Simone movie with another Hispanic woman, Zoe Zadana, who's Dominican, Puerto Rican, put in dark makeup. That was a stupid. Hey, and it goes to those who trashed me back in the day. Right, it used to be on Mi Gente and Black Planet. Y'all used to say, y'all called me colorist when I was on mixed race. I was different names then. And say, because I disagree with Whoopi Goldberg playing Santa Cruz. Calling me colors and racist because Whoopi Goldberg is darker than Santa Cruz and she's not Hispanic. Okay. Now see what happened why I disagree with Whoopi Goldberg playing Santa Cruz. Now see what Nina Simone and movie with Zoe Saldana. She Dominican and Puerto Rican. Okay. She's not just only Dominican, she's Puerto Rican and Dominican. Okay. Yeah, Lord have mercy. That movie, Lord Jesus, ooh, Lord. And it was a white woman who was behind the damn movie. You could have picked India Ari to play Nina Simone. You ain't need to put no doggone light brown skin, Afro Latina, Afro mestiza, who look more on her black side, who Puerto Rican Dominican, put all that dark makeup on that woman. You didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to do all that. That was stupid. That was a stupid move. But it was a white woman. I ain't trying to bash white people. It was a white woman who chose that movie. Baby, get a good liberal white woman. It doesn't have to be liberal, conservative. A white woman with sense. You know how, okay, we go with casting for a role of Nina Simone. It would get a dark skin. If you wanted someone dark, it had to be Hispanic. It could have got Mala Negra. Dang it. You know, Nina Simone was not Hispanic. She was African American and she had Irish ancestry as well. So she was just dark skin but mixed with white down the family tree, which is also mixed as well. But you could have got someone, Mala Negra, although her features are like more European. Talking about Mala Negra, because she don't have those African features. She dark chocolate, but her features, that's why everybody thought she was someone playing blackface when she came out America. I mean America, excuse me. Oh no, not America. Sorry, what's the other? Loving Hip Hop Miami, and it's like no, that's her natural skin tone. Like that's not because some racist Latina, the light skinned Dominican woman was playing her, making fun of her in Dominican Republic, and that's why everybody thought this was no, that's her natural skin tone. That she's not, she's not taking melanin shots. That's her natural skin tone. Cause she do like a Barbie doll. I'm not lying. Marla Negra is very beautiful. She do like a beautiful Barbie doll. I was in love. I mean, I'm sorry, I changed such y'all, but I was Seke Soy. Baby, I played that song 2017. I was working at Eddie Frank Security. Baby, you could not tell me in 2017, which almost 10 years, over playing it on my phone. Seke Soy before we saw America. I mean, why I keep saying America Top Model? Love and Hip Hop Miami, baby, and I was on team Amada Negra side, not on no Veronica Vega. Okay. Speaking of Veronica Vega, pay me, nigga, don't bullshit me. We gonna talk about another Latino that's defending a light skinned Latino with a Negro nose. And MiniPapiX showed this man's Negro nose, who he's showing, he's not showing his face. No, I was trying to hold my breath. Let me lose my breath. Lose my breath. Hold on. Tennessee, what smashing a car? What? What's going on with What's going on with my British mixed race sister? What's she doing? Yeah, I'm seeing something. Okay, sorry. Got distracted. Let's get to such what's the guy name? Vivi Fofovato. I ain't gonna say your name, trying to dash your name. He already was named, and I'm not. I don't communicate. I like his videos talking about me popping because he be telling some sense, educational stuff. Now I ain't talking about your beef with him. I'm talking about other content that got nothing to do with you. But this what got me. You already letting racist Latinos talk on your platform for Vavato, okay? Now this is I was trying to keep my mouth shut because y'all thought you were trying to be transparent over the Ashley Gonzalez case. However, let's get to this. You doing this, nigga. So you want to defend the word nigga? Pay me, nigga, don't bullshit me. Okay, pay me Mexican nigga, don't bullshit, because you do have African with their old bell pepper nose. When MiniPapiX showed your picture, that is under orange mask. That's a Negro nose. That's some Afro Mexican ancestors in the caste system, having caste system sex or violated whatever the two, or chose to do it doing colonial Mexico and Nueva España. You don't look beautiful, pure black. You have more pale complexion. That's a Spaniard side. You're the dark hair. That's the indigenous. In the dark hair, the color of it's indigenous in the black, but your hair texture is not the black part, unless you kind of slicking down that perochino, that curly hair. This is what you said. Hold on. I'm not finished. Hold up. Damn, this thing going.
That's not racist. Like, I understand there's one thing saying the word that Mexicans probably shouldn't say it, but saying nigga is not racist, bro. Like, I don't even know where people are getting that from. Like, Mexicans they do not tend to be racist. Like, if I say nigga, bro, it doesn't make me racist. So I gotta get that one out the way before we proceed.
Okay, you gonna get your Veronica Vega nigga wake up. And yes, I know Veronica Vega is also a light-skinned Afro mestiza. She's not, okay, and everybody comment talking about she's a white Hispanic. No, the hell she's not. Yes, on her Cuban side, there are plenty white passing Cubans, but somebody was sangre negra in their family, okay? Cause y'all forget that in Latin America, they were fucking. I'm sorry to cuss my Bible right here. I ain't trying to cuss from my Catholic Bible. Put that in the closet because I ain't trying to commit blasphemy. Okay. No, I'm a cuss. God forgive me. But I'm a sinner.
Do you guys know that saying nigga is not racist, right?
Hold on,
That's
let
not
me
racist.
talk.
Like, I understand there's one thing saying the word that Mexicans probably shouldn't say it, but saying nigga is not racist, bro. Like, I don't even know where people are getting that from. Like, Mexicans are not, they do not tend to be racist. Like, if I say nigga, bro, it doesn't make me racist.
Okay.
So I gotta get that one out the way before we proceed.
We gonna get that out the way
Like, do
too.
you guys know that saying nigga is not racist, right? That's not racist. Like, I understand there's one thing saying the word that Mexicans probably shouldn't say it,
Right.
but saying nigga is not racist, bro. Like, I don't even know
Whatever.
where people are getting that from. Like, Mexicans are not, they do not tend to be racist. Like, if I say nigga, bro, it doesn't make me racist. So I gotta get that one out the way before we proceed. Like, do you guys know that saying nigga is not racist, right?
Okay, it is racist. Okay, so can I ask you a question? Do me saying wetback, spick, beaner, in those words are not racist? And I know someone gonna say, "Well, Zach, you call yourself an I call myself, not other Hispanics, an Afro spick." Because I don't mind being rejected by those in the African community who don't like the fact that identify as mixed. And when they hit the fact that I got Hispanic blood in my family tree, go ahead, reject me, okay? When I deal with racist Hispanic folks, don't let this piel morena fool you, okay? And it's a piel, pelo como africano fool you, okay? You know, mi piel is no negro común. Mi tono es caramelo, okay? My complexion is, all right? But don't let this piel morena fool you. Yeah, I'm an Afro spick, okay? And I will get very spicy with his African American heritage and Hispanic was from Louisiana. Do not let it fool you. And I do not play with racist Hispanics. Do not be that mean Afro spick to you. Okay, I call me that. I don't call no other Hispanic person that word. Okay, because I don't mind. You need derogatory. I take the Afro speak word over the word nigga. Okay, let me tell you the reason why I asked the question. Will wetback speak alone, not Afro? Beaner. What other word they say about Hispanic people? Okay, how would that make you feel if I came to you and say, "What's up, my Hado? What's up, my wetback? What my spick? What's up, my beaner?" You would get offended, right? The word nigga is very racist, and yes, I'm guilty of calling folks that word. As an African person, let me explain why I start to say that word. Because when I hit the streets, homeless, seeing a stupid, dumb, individually, brothers, acting a fool, and want to start some shit with me when I ain't did nothing to them. And my grandparents on my dad's side, they were middle class. They came from Jim Crow. They come from a time they didn't go call them like these dumbasses today. Didn't call them. They didn't refer themselves as niggas. They refer to anybody accuracy doing Jim Crow, and I'm accuracy people identify as black, color, Negro, whatever. You know, we're mixed. You acting a fool. You the nigga. Let me get one point. Let me find a video of Sammy Davis Jr. And he's Hispanic. That's the only Hispanic person that I would allow, even though he dead. Stop. Shut up. God, dog, his whole phone gets on my nerves. Stop. Okay, hold on. Let me find a video of Sammy Davis Jr. Because Sammy Davis, y'all forget Sammy Davis' mother was Cuban. She was Hispanic. She was Cuban. She wasn't, he was, hold on. His dad was African American descent. His mother was like a lighter skin. She had more African phenotype, but she was a light skinned Cuban in a way. You know, so so when Martin King and Michael X was killed, I'm still stunned about this woman, Tennessee, beating the car up and vandalizing. What got her? Okay, let me get to the. I'm still distracted about that. Y'all, sorry. I am distracted by that. Hold on. This whole thing getting on my nerves. Okay. Sammy Davis Jr. If we can find it. And the reason why he's from the older generation, was he like older than my grandfather? Yeah. On my dad's side, he died on Jan Jackson. Him and Jen Henson from the Muppets died on the same day on Jan Jackson's 24th birthday. Yep, because she born 66. Yep. Me and my grandfather got into it. He tried to whip me, I whipped him back. I was little, I hit him back. I know I was wrong for that. 10 years old, fourth grade, missed the bus, stayed home. Once we had a little fight, and of course I was little, so an argument. Then the TV comes on and shows Sammy Davis Jr. and Jim Henson from the Muppets and Sesame Street dead. I'll forget that back in May 16, 1990, which is Jan Jackson's fourth birthday. Yeah, that was her for birthday. Hold on just a moment. Where can I find? No, because I'm here to make a point. I'm not trying to be long winded. Because this is the thing. When I say the N word, it's the way how this part black Hispanic man um, says it. Everybody, because one drop rule is the reason why y'all don't know that this man was part Hispanic, but he was. He was part Cuban.
There's a group of brothers and sisters who don't like you. Because there was a whole bunch of brothers and sisters that didn't like Jesus Christ. That's why. And ain't nobody ever been put on this earth that everybody liked.
There we go.
They done killed Martin Luther King, and the only thing he kept singing was, "We shall overcome in love and peace." Killed him, wiped him out. Killed Malcolm. Wiped out everybody, man. Don't you understand? And some cat hired 3 black cats to wipe out the man who was the martyr of our time. And when they killed him, he had a half a church full of people. It wasn't like it was packed and jammed. Because already he was losing. And he says it himself, if you read his works, that there's a whole bunch of niggas that don't like me. Black folks like me, but not the niggas.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. My grandparents on my dad's side, my daddy too, they came from saying there's difference between, like, way before Chris Rock said that. So when I say the word nigga, I'm talking about somebody, a brother that ain't. Usually we use back they use it both women and men, but we usually talk about men, males who make our community look terrible. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I use the word champ out. I've been told I've been anti-black and self-hating. No, when you see a bunch of dumb individuals who have these brothers and they internalize their own racism, they become a stereotype and they try to normalize it. And you have to go back in history that Clyde Davis, fuck him, I know he dead. Tom Mottola, Jimmy Iovine, them people that had their prior press meeting in '91 in Hollywood Hills, same area where Celeste was killed with Dave, okay? That Hollywood Hills, something else. They had a movie, gangster rap. Then later on, 1995, since it's been told that Clyde Davis at his own house in Beverly Hills had the same meeting, telling the rappers, I said, I see where he was getting Diddy, because Diddy was under him, a bad boy, to say, do all this crazy stuff, this and gangster stuff and everything, because they was trying to fill the prisons, put more African American and Hispanic men in prison. That's why. No offense to MiniPapiX, X. That's why I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. That bitch. Let me tell you, in California, this woman, this part black, East Indian white woman, okay, because she's black and white mixture. She have East Indian. Her dad's from Jamaica and her mother's fully Indian, from India, who are immigrant parents. Put a lot of brothers who exonerate and also exonerate African and Hispanic people together. When she got in office with her master Judge, Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe Biden, because everyone knows that he called us roaches, and then he defended the crime bill. The crime bill was supposed to be target all criminals, but they target people of color, and I say both African American and Hispanic, along with non-African American black Americans, black descendant people, African descendant people who are from the Caribbean who are not Hispanic either. That's what they target. They target people, also Native Americans, like our Native American people who supposedly fully Native American based on their identity. They're killed by the police, huge numbers of that. So the truth of the matter is,
True. And
thank you. What's going on? Some Buddha going on? Hold
knocked
on.
him off.
Okay, hold on. I'm actually glad this thing went on. Hold on. What did Sammy Davis say? Hold on.
Was packed and jammed. Because already he was losing. And he says it himself, if you
Hold
read
on.
his words.
It went on by
that there's a
itself, but I
whole
won't go
bunch
and
of
play it.
niggas don't like me. Black folks like me, but not the niggas. Which is true. And three niggas knocked him off.
3 niggas. That's right.
Paid by white establishment.
Paid
That's
by the
my
Klan.
feeling, and I will feel this as long as I live. And it was afterwards that the resurgence of this man, and suddenly we became aware of all the things that he was saying. Because as long as, doesn't it strike you funny, that as long as Malcolm was preaching separatism, as long as he was preaching
He preached separatism because the Ku Klux Klan was paying Nation Islam, H.L. Hunt, and since I have a fifth grandfather that was white down my dad's side of the family tree on his maternal grandmother's side, Big Mama, okay, down her family tree, John Kors, I'm related to President Johnson and President Nixon. 10 cousins Johnson, 9th cousin is Nixon. Them two was connected with the Klan. H.L. Hunt was playing Nation Islam.
such vehemence. He never got hurt at all. It was when he came back from Mecca and he said, we must all live together. We must as black people do our thing, but we must all live on this earth as one, blah, blah. That's when he started getting his house bombed.
Mm-hmm.
He got wiped out months later. Same thing with King. As long as King was heading the marches, they put him in jail. That was it. As soon as he started talking about Vietnam and the workers and this, that, and the other, getting out of his field of reference, really heavy, too heavy for somebody. Wipe him out. You know, and it's frightening
Okay, I'm having issues with this phone.
to me. So that's why I say a lot of people will not like any performer. And you try to relate. It's more, I'm not talking about relating in terms of, oh, hi, brah, and do the fist and whatever it is. And, hey, man, right on. I'm not talking about the words. I'm talking about in your heart.
Your heart,
Relating
that's
to what
right.
the
I'm with
problems
that
are.
too.
But the society in which we live in today, it has gotten to a point where you cannot do that anymore. Based upon the fact that I must do what I feel. If I feel that I want to help in this area, I try to do it. If I try to do it sans publicity.
I'm not going to elaborate too much with what Sam Davis said, but let you know he was also part Hispanic Cuban. The one drop rule caused that and people not to know that. But on my end, we debunked the one drop rule. He was part Hispanic. Like I say, that generation, when he born in 1925, right? Same age as Celia Cruz, right? Okay, God rest his soul too. And yes, he was a Satanist back in the day. It was like 60, actually this review came out in 69, he had left, he was part of the Satanic Church. However, he was preaching the truth.
On the
Thank you. What is up this phone? Hush.
But I think that sometimes
There's some ghosts going
to
on.
help some brothers who
Hold on. Probably some ghosts going on here, some witchcraft. Okay, it automatically turn on like for real, like it's some. Okay, as I was saying, that's why I use that word. Okay, because when I say a fake brother, that's a white man's nigga. And let me say, nigga does not mean black, but it's been used to be anti-black by white supremacists. So when I was coming up, I couldn't say that word I was a kid. But my family, my dad's side used that word to describe someone who's out of line and was not enduring. So when you come in for Vato, you're hanging with African City individuals, lack of education, lack of self. They let the condition of oppression run them. They see negative images about being black and they adapt to it instead of going against it. So when you meet and then too, since the music industry connected with prior prison complex and made gangster rap normalized. That's why you have this this because back in the day, I'm older than you. Right? We didn't normalize that word nigga. Maybe amongst each other in the African American community, but not go around letting Hispanic people use that word. When I was coming up, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, whatever, we had more Mexicans here in Texas, but we did have Cubans and Puerto Ricans here. You didn't even, you had to, I guess, look like, what's that guy that, Mellow Man Ace, well, I forgot, y'all know the one that say, um, Mentirosa. He was one of the first Latin rappers, and he was African Cuban. Maybe he would give it because he looked more on the African side. But you don't look black. Even though you do have black hairs. I'm not going to deny that. You don't look black. So, by you not looking black and Hispanic people from Latin America having a history in this country, is don't want to mention they have black heritage. Y'all make fun of Dominicans. The Mexicans did the same thing before the Dominicans did it, okay? Here in Texas, Stephen Austin knew that Mexicans had black blood. But they stole this state from Mexico over slavery. That's when he said Spanish, mongrel of Spanish and Indian and Negro race. They were working white men. But what makes it you for not saying the N word because you're from Colorado, Tejano soldiers who was wealthy in Texas took the side of the white Anglo-Saxon American slave owning illegal immigrants because they were illegal immigrants. We were bringing our ancestors here. They're my ancestors too. When they were bringing our black and mixed ancestors here from the South, the manifest destiny was to take the states from Mexico and make them slave territories. Okay? And they did it with Texas. Okay? So, MiniPapiX, that's why you have racist Mexicans here. Let me explain. Because when Santa Anna was fighting for our people, I can say to be free in Mexico, Texas, it was Tejano soldiers who took the side of the slave owners. And so, what happened was when they lost the war to the white Anglo-Saxon Texans, okay, who were they used the tragic mulatto Emma Morgan West, Yellow Rose, Texas, to seduce Santa Anna, and drug him. That's when they start to give these Mexicans a white status. This before the Census Bureau situation, and they were Tejano soldiers who were slave owners. Now, of course, the poor ones was not on their side. That would help these African people to escape and go across to the Mexican border and be free. However, you had wealthy ones like Jose Antonio Navarro, who was a slave owner of our African people. That's why. So when you're calling folks in also in the Civil War, not only you had Mexican people in the Confederate side, you had Puerto Rican and Cuban. Okay, and that means Jeff Lopez, no one anywhere, you stopped at 2001, excuse me. Rio still in that song from Mariah Carey's, her creation of this, something that it wasn't her actual. She used samples, you stole it to try and, help Tom Mottola. Okay, talking about Jennifer Lopez. Hold on just a moment, let me find out. Hispanic in the Civil War. Hold on, y'all. Civil War. Both sides. Mexican. Puerto Rican. This is why I should not use the N word, to be honest with you. Okay? Because this is I'm educating Rican and Cuban. Because it was Cubans on the Confederate side. A lot of folks did not know that. They were. Okay? Fat Joe, you Cuban Rican? Don't say that word. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm going through it. Okay, let's get this. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, an estimated 20,000 Hispanic soldiers fought in the American Civil War, serving in both sides of the conflict. While Mexican Americans made up the largest portion due to the territorial population in the Southwest, numerous Mexican Puerto Rican immigrants who came, many of whom lived in the East Coast, urban herbs or southern ports, also enlisted. Because Hispanic was not an official tracking category at the time, their motivation varied widely, ranging from defending immediate homesteads to fighting against slavery, seeking financial bounties, and attempting to integrate in American society. Okay, so vast majority of Hispanic participants were of Mexican descent, driven by local loyalties in Texas, California, and New Mexico territory. Okay, so you had primary Hispanic unit in the entire war, 157 Hispanic officers. Okay, I'm not going to go detail. Okay, so who was on? Okay, so Tejano Cavalry unit was on the Confederate side. Okay, defending northern invasion, but they were slave owners too. Like Benavides was a high-ranking Spanish officer in the Confederate Army. Okay, Santos Benavides. Okay, that's him too. The Cubans was Spanish. Okay, it was Spanish at the time, but 1,000 Cubans living in the United States, concentrated in northern cities in Florida. Okay, so you had, okay, the Confederate side, a Cuban, okay, was a Cuban woman in here. There was okay, so Abrioso, Jose Gonzalez, the Cuban revolutionary who settled in the South. Gonzalez became a colonel in the Confederate Army. Okay, the Puerto Ricans was still under Spanish rules, making immigrants unique volunteers in the foreign war. Okay, hold on just a moment. So you had a Puerto Rican, okay, Augusto Rodriguez. He was an immigrant and Puerto Rican immigrant in Connecticut. Okay, so the Confederate side, a few percent Puerto Rican. Okay, was it listed? Okay, okay. Showing individuals from Puerto Rico serving in Louisiana and Alabama as Confederate. Okay, so we had Hispanics in the both in the Civil War, and you had those who were on the Confederate side, okay, and you had those on the they said that men from Spain. Okay, here we go. So the European brigades in the Louisiana Tigers. So they had people from Spain, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Mexico, and other Latin countries. Okay, so they were fighting on in Louisiana for the Confederacy. Besides so this is the reason why we shouldn't let Latinos use the N word. Not only did you have Latinos on the Confederate side defending slavery, and it wasn't just Mexicans, because I don't know Puerto Ricans give it. See, we Boricuas and I got that way. You had Cubans and Puerto Ricans too on the Confederate side. In other Latin countries, there was Louisiana, because if I forget that Louisiana was a Spanish, that's how part Hispanic, because Hispanic was Louisiana. Before Texas was part of the Union, New Orleans was the port from Latin America to the United States when they at Louisiana Purchase. So if you wanted to go, get stuff from Latin America, you had to go instead of going to Mexico, going to Texas, you go to New Orleans and ride a boat. So ride a ship or boat. So that's why. The point I'm trying to say is that you have Latinos who don't know the history. And so when you have people volatile like yourselves want to use the N word, that word nigga was used for slavery and anti-blackness to dehumanize anyone of African American descent. You know what I'm saying? So then during segregation, y'all Latinos escaped the one drop rule. This is why you had blanquimiento in Latin America. This is why you had the Lorazmo Casa essay by Jose Vasconcelos. That's why y'all don't know y'all black roots in Mexico, but also that essay expanded in Latin America. That's why you had the Dominican Republic being anti-black. You don't have African ancestry. He was mulatto or African mestizo, one or two. Okay, because Haitian and Dominican. one point when I say African, I'm talking about him has some indigenous blood because Dominicans do have Taino blood too, like the Puerto Ricans do. The point I'm trying to say is that besides Springer and African, the truth of it is triracial term, Afro mestizo. When I sit here and then you know that you have a history, LULAC back in the day supported segregation and wanted Latinos to be listed as white. This is the reason why Latinos should not use that word. Yes, you have African roots, and I acknowledge it. But trying to run from it, and of course, I'm against the one drop rule. Identify as mixed, but I don't negate that I'm also African American. I say I'm African American, and okay, not saying I'm not African American at all. Okay, so the point is, y'all Latinos has for years, like even with racists, don't not want to be the same category as Black Americans. So the racist ones, not just the Mexicans, even the Venezuela guy that called Michelle Obama Planet Apes, want to sit here and get away from me of African descent and ignore it. That's why the word nigga, since it has power to the word since slavery, you should not use that word. Okay? You should not. You know what I'm saying? So, and yes, you have a Negro nose, but you don't need to use that word. Okay? And even Ashkenaz was saying the word nigga with the ER and with the A. Like, but African people in 1990s, they want to throw a chunkler on their ass. That's what that, it wasn't just the brothers, it was sisters too. So every time it was because Diddy and Ja Rule let Jennifer Lopez, okay, but I remember arguing with sister girls about Latinos using that word. Let me go ahead and use it my example. This before I knew I had Spanish roots. 2001, I'm going to my stories. Okay, back in 2001, when I worked for staff was a staff force, and I was my first time being a property manager. Okay, I was a property manager at a Meadows Lemieux property on Dairy Astro, and my first time I wasn't even trained, and I was the supervisor to this Latino man. Everybody thought he was Mexican, but he was Panamanian. He was from North Carolina. When I worked there 3 days. We got both of us fired. I didn't do anything to him, but he lied to the manager from Genesis Property. I'm putting this out there. What happened was they told him they had to have him clean the property. So he was the maintenance guy on the property. So I was on the cup car looking for him on the property, like, man, where are you? And so and I wasn't trying to be little because I'm used to using coworker, not coworker, I used to using employee, employer. I wasn't using to belittle him because there's no tension. So I told this light skinned Creole sister, curly hair, her husband that loose curly hair to like him like that. She said, "You looking for your car?" I said, "No, he's my employee. I'm his manager." And the dude came out and champed out and said, "Nigga, I'm your fucking employee. I work for Carl." And he started getting violent and chipping out. Name Alex. I'm gonna say his name. I'm gonna say his name. Dumbass motherfucker named Alex. And then I said, call. I don't give a fuck. Call. I'm his supervisor. I'm staying calm because I don't want people use. I'm not scared because I had, I can get ugly too, but I didn't want that used against me. But he lied and said I got somebody because it was a light skinned dude named Red coming from penitentiary. Never, he told me his business. Said, "Sir, I'm trying to go to the office to be safe." Alex was, I'm watching my back. And so I'm trying to get back to my club car. And he kept stopping me. I kept doing what I said, "Dude, I'm trying to take care of business." I said, "Dude, can you leave me alone? This is my employee." He's calling me the N-word. So the dude tried to fight Alex. If I wanted to let him fight, I would let him whoop his ass. But I stopped Red, and Red was like, "I'm gonna punch his ass back." I said, "Dude, first off, don't be racist, and let's not be like him. He's not even Mexican. He's Puerto Rican." I pointed a big fat nose because he did have a Negro nose back to Panama. So when I had to lock the door, put the cup claw up, lock the door, and then contact Carl, who's a evil ass manager. Then So what happened was, and yes, it's Genesis private mansion on Richmond Gaston, and then now that's I'm going to mention their doggone name. Um, I was getting paid $10 an hour. It was part time. I was asking to have a full time. I was trying to get the hell out of my grandparents' house. And working property. You know what I'm saying? So, get a nice place, to stay, all that stuff in my 20s. Um, so when I came in, so they say, "Are you okay?" So him and Sean are talking about Carl, and then he started lying. Said, first of all, I'm not racist. My wife is black. That way he used that term. So when I sit there, so anyway, so then when they fired Carl fired, when he started saying that I caused the problem, that's the first all I'm trying to explain to him. The dude came to me named Red. I don't know who Red is, and I'm being honest with you. The dude came in, I'm trying to tell this brother, look, man, leave me alone. I'm trying to take care of business. I'm trying to go to the office, lock the door. You know what I'm saying? You over here trying to, and that's why you blurt things out. So it was hot too. I'll never forget this. After the Friday after Easter of 2001. So in April, hot too, in the Southwest South, Derry Ashford. Whew! It was a condominium. I'll forget that too. So what happens? I'm mad at that I lost the position, and I'm trying to talk to her. Me and said, but I'm gonna tell her name because she worked for different property. I don't give a damn. She still wearing them blonde bleach hair. They're not her natural. She's Hispanic. They're not her natural hair color, fake blonde. As I was saying, I'm trying to tell Camille, the Patino, and the other people that work in the office. I'm mad that I've been called an N-word and I've been fired. We both got, and I got false accused. I'm trying to explain, and I guess I need to explain out of anger and misinterpreted me trying to be rude to Carl, and I wasn't. When I get angry, I get angry. I show that I'm a very emotional person, so a very expressive person. I wasn't trying to disrespect none of the people there. But when I got lied on, and so I was blamed for, cause I had, what did it say? I had belittled. I wasn't trying to belittle Alex. I'm just used to saying the word employee. He said I'm the employee and this is my manager. You know, I'm 21 years old, young. You know what I'm saying? So dude was 30 years old. So he born 1970, yeah, 71 or 70. Yes, yeah. So he was 31 years old. That means he was born in 69. Okay, about 10 years older than I am. So anyway, and this is 91. When the same time while I was mad, Jennifer Lopez used that word nigga in the remix. So it was another sister that worked there before me. She was mad because she didn't get her check with Camicia Patino. And at the office only used to be on Hillcroft and Richmond. I don't forget that time. Then they moved to another spot. And in Stafford, she worked, like the Camicia worked for another property now. And so I'm mad at the fact I'm trying to get a good job. I'm trying to work and they had no attention to getting this situation. And then, so sister girl used to work, she bought my complexion lighter. She had long hair, it was her hair. And when I said, he called me nigga. Oh, that's how we talk. He was cool. He went racist towards me. I don't care. He called me nigga. Now, it's funny if I said wet back and speak or beaner, it been a problem, right? So, this is Sister Gal. I said, so when I see y'all talking about black men, because he's talking about Diddy and Ja Rule, some of your sisters going to check the sisters. Okay, I don't give a damn what's between your leg, coochie, dick, whatever. Let me tell you something. I tell you like it is. I'm very confidential when it comes to that. Don't give me about old gender shit. The point is, this old sister gal who was mad, I was a man, she was mad before I was. And she was mad they wasn't giving her a check and something like that. And I'm mad at the fact that I'm trying to, I wanted a private manager position. And I was happy that I was a manager. You know, I'm a boss. You know, I'm Leo. And I wasn't trying to belittle Alex. I thought he was cool. I actually was trying to buy some donuts for the office, you know what I'm saying, that day. You know, I was going to buy some Krispy Kreme donuts for, you know, he has some, you know what I'm saying? You know how as an office manager, they bring out food for the pro. Because I was trying to be that boss, that good boss. He called me a nigga. Oh, hell no. Nah. And I try to keep my cool because I'm trying to, you know, it's 10. Mind you, y'all, back in the day, in 2001, midway for $5.15. So you got a $10 job. You, baby, you trying to get out of hell, your grandparent time. And you 21, baby. I'm thinking about clubbing. You know what I'm saying? Go to HCC college on the side. You know, give me a car, give me a nice apartment. You know what I'm saying? And get the hell out of my grandparents' house and be independent. Throw your hands around me like that's what y'all say, okay? But now, it didn't happen like that, and that's why I take that personal, okay? Because I didn't come here with no racial slurs, you know what I'm saying? And actually, most African people, especially the thug ones, it wasn't a bad property, but you know that crowd, now the stereotype, they was friends, like one of the dark skinned, but we come to our house to eat. So, and I noticed that too when he was working there, he would go to a resident house and chill. And I'm like, they're upset, the place not clean. I'm trying to do what they tell me to do, you know what I'm saying? So, and I wasn't trying to be rude to Alex, you know what I'm saying? But Alex was rude to me. When he called me nigga, I'm gonna say your bitch ass name fucking puto. When you called me nigga, oh hell no. And like I said, you lucky I didn't know my Hispanic was then, because baby, I got you on your bitch ass. Okay? So, threaten me. Look at me. You lucky I ain't had that for that. You know, I ain't trying to make threats, but he lucky I ain't have I had a Second Amendment on me coming at me trying to fight. He tried to chimp out. Y'all don't forget that it was hot that Friday, the Friday after Easter of 2001. So, do you understand why I have an issue? I didn't come there, and I can't remember. I'm from the East Side, originally from East Side, Southeast Harris County, outside of Houston, and not too far from the port of Houston, not too far from the ship channel. The point I'm trying to say, it was mostly white. Back in the day, we had Hispanic people trying to assimilate to white people and be anti-black and use the word nigga and nigga. Do you understand? That's why I have issues with racist Latinos. So that's the point I'm trying to tell you. You don't understand, and I'm older than you. You came in a crew calling us niggas like Toker, Easy E's Chicano friend said, you get your ass whooped. Cause one thing I liked about Toker, who's a Chicano rapper, he wasn't in Kid Frost either. They're not for Hispanic people saying the word nigga. So that's the one I'm trying to say. Is I disagree with